been contacting some corporate too. You know, it's a whole process you have to go through, but to have someone that knows how to go through it, that's kind of helping. And I just think we're in a good place, we have a balanced budget, and for us not to be able to send teams to our conference sports would be really sad if parents say, I just can't afford to do it. You know, I think we're all about Panoyer pride, we're all about our kids, and I just really would hate to see some kid that would love to play basketball or volleyball be told, no, you can't do it because I can't afford to do it as a parent. So when Kristen said this money was available, I thought, well, maybe we could use some of it for that, at least for this year, and then we'll know where we're at as far as any type of support or booster or anything else that we would have.
So is the goal still then to not close the account out of it then, and still use it as a cash in, cash out?
That's what it should be.
Right, right. So we need to leave the account open for collecting for field trips.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why the auditor feels we should transfer it. I don't.
Because it's an account that people have more general access to. It's a checking account. It's just not best practice to leave money in there that wouldn't be a cash in.
Well, and its name speaks for itself. It's an activities account.
Right.
Activities that go on through the year.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Because we manage that. I mean, our bookkeeper's the treasurer. There's just more room for errors in such an account. It doesn't go through our treasurer's office. It's just better to keep lower amount in there. So I'm going to recommend at the next board meeting we abate that once we earmark it for something into the budget.
And then we would lower the sports fund?
Yeah, so you could, so there's a motion under action items to do that.
Gina, can I ask you, how many kids are in the cross-country team?
I think there are 12.
12. Is that about average? I mean, is that what we had last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just didn't have interest from 8th grade.
Okay.
You know, Sheila, last year we had a really difficult time fielding softball teams.
Oh, softball they should do away with.
Yeah.
Kids don't play softball anymore. They don't even know what a 16-inch softball looks like. And it's warm out, so you're going to get kids that are, oh, it's nice, I want to go do cross country. But come bitter January when it's basketball season, with that fee attached to it, I would be fearful that we just wouldn't get that commitment from parents.
And even our PE teachers did just a free softball clinic, and I don't even think we got interest in that. Softball's just.
Is softball co-ed? Or
No, there's a girls and
could it be co-ed? No.
Bill asked if it could be co-ed, not because of the conference.
Not today, not as the conferences.
That wouldn't be a Panoyer decision. That would have to be a change in the conference bylaws.
Okay. Technology.
All right. So it's been a busy summer, and we're finally starting to wrap up those projects. Just about everything's wrapped up. We're at the tail end of the phone project, which is the last bit. Yesterday we worked with the Norwich Police Department, and we conducted our E911 testing throughout our 15 security zones throughout the building. So we placed 911 calls, we worked with the operators to see what information is displaying on the screen. If something's a little general or vague, we're revisiting that, and we're going to be updating the caller ID for that. So they've been the Norwich Police Department has been a big help, and we're just all wrapped up with that. But I'm glad to hear that the technology is still good in the classes, and we do appreciate your feedback. So as you start diving into things, please feel free to reach out to me and we'll do some of that stuff. So everything's going great. One thing I would like to talk about is one of the struggles we've had over the past year. Felt both on the office administration side and teaching and the teacher side, and that's printing. So we have been in a contract with COTG. There was a 5-year contract that we were entered into, and it is a quite pricey contract. But the biggest issue is the fact that we're having a lot of issues with our machines that are causing frequent downtime for multiple machines at the same time. So I just want to go over a few of the kind of info on what we've been dealing with for the past year. So since July 1st of 2017, we've had 62 service calls on our machines.
How many machines?
3 machines, 62 service calls. So that led to a lot of downtime, a lot of staff frustrations, costly reprints. So when somebody would send a job to the printer, it would come out all skewed and all messed up. We'd have to reprint it. And one thing with our contract with COTG is the cost for excess print jobs is astronomical. It is 75 or 0.075 for color. Market pricing for fenders now is 0.045. So, it all adds up. So we're paying a lot more for these reprints. Also time trying to troubleshoot the machine. Every time we do a service call, usually before we call, I'm taking a look at it, I'm trying to fix it. Jill is a Xerox repairman. Same with Denise up at the office. Teachers, it's all hands on deck trying to get this going, and I don't think that should be the case. We're paying a lot of money for service and for equipment. It should work, regardless of age, according to the contract. From July 2017 to March 2018, so it's a 9-month period, there was one machine in particular we had a lot of issues with. There was 23 service calls placed for that machine, many of which were complete wipeout. So the logic board crashed, hard drive crashed. It was major issues. They've replaced almost every part of that machine and still having problems.
23 a month.
No, 23 in 9 months. 23 in 9 months. But still, for one machine, that's a lot. So we worked with them and we tried figuring out a plan. Okay, what could we do to address this issue? So after a lot of back and forth and about 4 service reps that we went through that kept leaving the company, we finally came to a deal where they would give us a lightly used machine to replace it. Be the same model, but it would just be a different machine. So we've had that in there. And since we got that put in at the end of spring, which summer we didn't use the machine, so the end of spring to this first couple weeks of this year, we've already had 10 service calls on that machine where they already replaced the logic board and other circuitry in it. So we're having a lot of issues. Now, throughout this, they've suggested that it was power issues on our end. So they very strongly encourage us to hire an electrician to check our lines, so we paid for an electrician. Came out, checked the voltage on that outlet, everything was fine. We put a power reader on it, so it was able to audit the voltage that's coming through it, line monitor. And so they put their line monitor in, they monitored it for about a day or 2, looked at the reports. Everything was normal. There was a few that were on the edge, but both were in specifications to Xerox website. So that could be a problem, but yeah, we still have issues. As we're going through all these issues, and so far this school year, we placed 10 service calls since the start of the school year for all 3 machines. At one point last week, we had all 3 machines down at the same time. So we've been talking to them. What could we do? First, we tried to improve the service. Didn't seem to work that way. We requested a new updated service contract that displays actually what they're going to do on paper and that we all agreed to. They barely kept by that. We brought legal counsel into it. We talked to lawyers. We've written a letter to try to terminate the contract due to breach of their service agreement. Got nowhere with that. Basically got ignored. So we're getting charged with a lot of overages because we're doing reprints. They're service technicians. They're printing a lot when they come in and test. All 62 times that they're coming in, they're printing hundreds, 200, 300 pages. Well, we're exceeding our page count. We're always over. There's something going on with that. We looked at previous years. We were not like this. Well, we did not have these problems. We did not have these overages. So with all the issues we've been going through, I know the teachers are starting to get frustrated. We as working in the office, getting frustrated. It's tough to do things. So we just wanted to start a dialogue and just bring it up to the board, let you know our frustrations, and kind of talk about other options and what our next steps could be. And one of those steps could potentially be a buyout and going with another company that can give us a reliable machine. So we have 1 more year left of service with them. Our contract ends in December of 19. So we have a little more than a year.
So the problem is that we have 2 contracts with them. We have a
Stop paying the bill.
Yeah,
Stop paying the bill.
I mean,
Absolutely stop paying it off. That's number one.
Yeah.
That's number one.
No, we've done that before.
And I would send another, I would have council send it in.
Okay.
Yeah, we have the same, the company I work for, the same problem as UOTG.
Because
And we eventually
you
got
don't
some,
pay the bill, you get their attention.
yeah, real quick.
So that was one thing that we did stop doing a while ago. The problem is that they are willing to let us out of our service contract, but not out of the lease of the machines.
It's all on the same. Yeah.
Oh, if you've got a limit, you've got a limit.
Right.
Yeah,
Plenty of
yeah,
legal
I
precedent to
mean,
get out of that thing.
they lease, what good is the equipment if it doesn't work, so we're not paying.
Right.
Why can't they just give you one?
There should
be-
we throw money in it.
We should have a limit.
We try to-
Yeah, you know what, they're only good for so many copies and then they're done. The
So
machines, they're done.
we had the attorney, we've had two of our attorneys look it over, and they said we really have no options with the lease, but with the service contract, we can.
There's nothing in there for performance?
It's in the service contract. So I've asked Patrick just to look into other options. We're gonna be meeting with other vendors over this next month. So I wanna just give the board the heads up that we may be bringing a buyout, depending on the price. I did, in the budget, inflate our copy costs just to allow for that, if that was.
How much is the buyout?
$28,000 is the remaining balance on our service and our lease. So the buyout would be for that. Now, when you go with another company, if they're funding the buyout, they're going to add on their interest, they're going to hold the equipment, those are things to factor in. So, but that's if you can't, we then have to self-finance the buyout, which is, a lot of money.
Okay, do the teachers have printers in their classrooms?
They do not. So we only have 3 printers in the building with an exception of the bookkeeper. She has one for her payroll. But we completely reduced all the expenditures in classroom printers, and we just have it centralized. So that's why we're having a lot of volume go into these machines, and why it's been really important for teachers to make sure they can make their copies.
We went with a new company 3 years ago, Impact.
Okay.
They're fabulous. For schools, you put in a service call, they're there in an hour. I mean,
They may be able to tell you how to get out of your contract.
they handle everything. I can give you the name of
New vendor.
the person we
Yeah,
work with.
yeah.
It's so
The
great.
new vendor will absorb your own.
Yeah.
contract.
Back, well, they'll roll it.
At what rate though, Mark?
Well,
What's it going rate?
yeah.
But
So
Impact,
it'll increase
It
monthly.
depends if it's color or if it's black and white.
they came in, they networked everything, they looked, okay, that printer's low on ink, we better ship. I mean, they're really a good company. to
They
work
bring
with.
consumables into the contract too.
Yeah, and I'd be happy to look into Impact. I had my directors meeting last week, and we had printers, the topic we were talking about. So I got 2 recommendations from other neighboring school districts in places they've been happy with. So I reached out to them for some numbers. They fell in about the same price range. I think there's a little room for negotiating. I'd be happy to bring in Impact as another option. I think it's good to see these different options, see what's going to work best for us.
They also give you a great price on paper, Impact.
Mhm.
They distribute they sell their own paper.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's just a win-win situation to work with them.
Are these managed printers?
So these
So
are
Xerox managing